Night. Today's show is a service of our Amazon page. When you get ready for Halloween, please remember to shop Amazon. And when you do, go to MikeOmeraShow.com/Amazon or click the Amazon link on our website. It's the best way to support the show. And the prices are so good, it's scary.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeOmeraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Go ahead. Skin it. Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
Nice.
I just had to throw that in there. Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. We've got before we get started here, I would just like to address the Dramified people on the fan page that I was reviewing last night. Listen. The show is what it is, and I know there are some of you that want us to be the trained rabbits and come in here every single day and do the hokey pokey. Now, when it comes to politics, I really do pay attention to that. I really do. I try not to go on rants. I try to confine my passion for certain policies to my social media and not let it spill onto the show. But when it comes to the inner workings of the show, if we get a little drama on the show, we're going to get a little drama on the show. So deal with that. I welcome your thoughts and your feelings on it, but I don't like the if you give me a bring the funny, be funny. No, because we are human beings, and I don't know if anybody has ever broken down how many of these shows we blast out a year, but we blast out a lot of them.
28, Mike, every year.
28 a year. But really, Oscar and I seriously were having a discussion before the show how when he left yesterday and I left, we were kind of cool with everything, and it was we thought it was a good show. I believe we said that yesterday on the show, even yesterday, and so and look. People are going to take sides online. That happens on the fan page. I'm cool with that. What I don't like is just bring the funny. Why do you do that? Look, please. So and just chill. I mean, it's part of what we do. We do, even though technically this show is live to tape and we upload it, there are people that can stream this show and see us do it live. And the fact is, with live performance of any kind, you're going to go in many different directions, and it's gonna happen. If you want Jimmy Fallon, watch Jimmy Fallon. Okay, then you'll get the happy, joy all the time. But here, we keep it real, and sometimes we air our dirty laundry, and we have a little fun doing it. And I had a blast doing it, and I think Oscar, once he got into the swing of it, he had a blast doing it right back in my face yesterday. So
people that say they want the funny, I think the funniest things on this show happen organically. They just happen. And yesterday's show happened, and we're not going to put on the brakes and pump the brakes because something real happens.
Also,
that's what we do.
It's important to note that this is the only place where you'll have like a really funny day and then a really funny day and then 10 other really funny days, and then you'll get a look behind the curtain of the inner workings of any small business. And you're not going to get that anywhere else. And I think there's a subset of people out there that, this is the format. This is hot talk radio. It just happens once in a while.
And to be honest, sometimes, and this is selfish, sometimes the only way and the best way to express ourselves, we're better at it when the microphones are open than we are, for example, when the show is over. Mm-hmm. So sometimes it actually is helpful, in my case yesterday, helpful for me to do that, and also helpful for Oscar to, air his feelings about stuff. And so it happens, but listen, I'm also a consumer of this product, and I have been for a long time. And whether it's an Elliot in the morning, a Howard Stern, shows like that, I will be honest with you, some of the stuff I used to love to listen to is when they'd have a good old-fashioned airing of Dirty Laundry, and it was kind of fun. And I don't even know whether we aired Dirty Laundry yesterday. We just were having a serious behind-the-scenes look at the show. And that's it. And
then we made up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but we've had, and Oscar and I were talking about this, Oscar and I, at least on my end, we've had really bad fights on the show, and it's just and I've yelled and been yelled at on the show many times. Yesterday was kind of like it was
I thought it was
counterpoint.
more of a discussion than a fight.
Crossfire.
I thought it was. I found it very therapeutic.
He said,
so,
she said.
Yeah. So
Which
anyway,
was
but I
she?
mean, you get a lot of that, and sometimes I like to address that because that gets them all ramped up anyway.
Sure.
Thank
I
you for
thought,
caring, though.
But
When
yeah,
I
and
saw those
thank
posts
you,
this morning,
really.
I said, whoa.
Oh, and probably,
great.
and I got to point out too, more people were supportive of the whole show,
Yeah.
than were the nitpickers that like to line up and take sides. But hey, if you take sides, that's cool too,
Yeah.
because that's what it's all about too. I mean, you have an ensemble cast. You're going to have the people that you line up behind, and you're going to have the people that you don't. And I'm fine with that.
But I don't want them picking nits.
Well,
Don't
no,
pick
I don't
nits.
like. I just no. The only thing I don't want is the just bring the funny thing. I just want to say we do that a lot, and sometimes I think it's kind of compelling to
Don't-
have moments like that.
Don't
So.
tell you that you're up too late, and don't tell you to bring the fun.
Yes, that's another pet peeve. We will get to the people that comment on my
Yeah.
late, because I don't have many late nights. Okay,
Right.
I'll tell you. I'll give you the whole layout of why I stayed up late last night, and we'll get to that in just a second. But before we start even the show, I had no idea that the man who lives the greatest life in the world, the man that actually
Yes.
has a fantastic life and is always enjoying things, and really the only time his world gets rocked is if there's a NIMBY issue.
Yes.
That is not in my
Not
backyard.
in my
An
backyard.
inconvenience.
Yes, like
I'm talking
the
about
English
the man
language.
with,
Yes.
with his new theme song. As a matter of fact, a man that actually has two theme songs. So it's got a second one.
I like
That's
that.
Rob
One's a
Stewart.
vocal and one's an instrumental. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with the Captain Chesapeake. I think that's terrific. Rob Spiewak's World, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we weren't even told last week that Rob Spiewak had a horrible car crash.
As always, Mike,
An accident.
Now, when did this happen to you? When did
I
this
cheated
issue with
death.
your automobile happen?
I cheated death. It was a week ago on Sunday.
Okay, is there a
And-
reason you didn't share it until this very time? I'm
Didn't
curious.
think it was going to be that big of a deal, and I wanted to see exactly where I was at before I brought it up, but I was very pleased to find out that, yes, it did merit not even a comprehensive, but a collision claim with my
Okay, but
insurance
the
company.
fact is, it didn't happen to you today, even though you were tardy. Was it just the
No,
abysmal
today was-
Washington traffic today?
Today was just a quick hop, skip, and a jump, and a 2-hour ride in. So it was.
Okay, so you didn't wreck the car today.
No, I did not wreck the car today. And
Okay, tell us your tale, Rob.
today, the car ride in, Mike, was in a beautiful Chevy Malibu. And it has a.
How about that? I'm sure the people at Chevy love that response.
Clown car.
Well, you know what? They've had their successes, and I don't think
Yeah.
the Malibu is among them. This has a thing.
The Corvette, the Camaro,
Oh, the Tahoe. Love
the Tahoe, the Suburban,
Sure, yes.
fine products.
Even the 57 Bel Air, a legendary car.
Of course, the Bel Air.
But the thing about this brand new Malibu, Mike, and I believe Oscar would call it a Mala.
Boo.
So you get in
Oh, can you say it one more time, though?
Mala.
Boo.
Right, the Chevy Malibu.
Oh no, it's not. Yes, where every trip, Mike, is like having
Going to the
cocktails
islands.
on the lanai. It is a luau with 4 cylinders of entertainment power.
So you're in a Chevy Malibu rental.
Yeah, and here's the amazing thing about the car is that when you stop, the engine shuts down.
Oh, I know this bit.
And
Eco-friendly.
yes, and what really sucks is that in the past, I've had many cars that when the engine shuts down, it means it's broken.
Yeah, it means you got to get out and walk.
Yeah, or push it. You got to push it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
not so
exactly.
with the Mala.
Boo.
It just
Right.
stops. And there was lots of stop and go today. So on my way in on Georgetown Pike, I was here. And I go, huh? What? And then I look on the speedometer and a light comes on and says, auto stop. And I'm like, oh, so the engine's just not going to go. Not
Is
a
it
word.
part electric, part gas? Is that what it is?
It's part fantastic and part suck. Is what it is. I don't know. No, I don't think it has. It's one of those flex fuel things.
You
I think
can
it's
turn the eco off, though, somewhere. You have to look for that button.
there was no manual, and the man with the beautiful breath that rented me the car didn't mention the fact. He said, "You can have a Malibu
Boo.
or a Kia Sorento." He said, "Judging from you, I think you'd like the Mala.
Boo.
So
Because the Kia Sorento, isn't the Kia Sorento an SUV?
yeah, but I think a really tiny SUV, like a
Okay,
smart
all right.
car
So the
SUV.
Malibu's going to have more room.
And I don't support Korea, so
Right.
I went American, of course. And so took
See,
the ride.
sir,
in-
let me take a look at you, Mr. Spiewak. We have the Kia Sorento. We have the Chevy Malibu. For you, I'd go with the Astro van.
I got in the Kia Sorento, Mike, and immediately the thing lost 3 tires. It was
there you go.
horrible. But the reason I'm in a rental car is that a week ago Sunday, Carrie and I went to a store. We were on our way to a wine tasting, not that it matters, and we pulled into the parking
Fancy.
lot.
Yeah, with the Chubbicks?
Yeah, no, actually, this was all the people that were fired from Carrie's old job.
Oh, really?
Sort of a get together. It was nice. A lot of them like to, shoot a pretty good stick with the bottle. So we did okay at the winery. But I don't know what the name for the concrete thing is at the front of a parking space. You know the thing I mean? It's like maybe 6 feet long.
It's the
Oh, I know
space
what you're talking
separator.
about. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's there at the front of the parking spot.
It separates each spot.
And it's
Yeah, I think it's kind of old school too. I mean,
it's held
I
down.
think you have certain parking lots where whoever had the concession on those sold them, bill of goods to the store where they've got them in every one. You see them in older parking lots.
I
a
hate
lot.
them even before it wrecked my car because it means you can't pull through if you have to. And sometimes
Exactly.
pulling through is your best move.
I'm with you. They're unnecessary.
But they're anchored in place by steel spikes or poles of some sort.
Yes,
yeah,
rebar.
right. And so when I pulled into the parking lot, I heard a slight scrape on the undercarriage of the front of my car. And because, my car is a Chrysler 300 and it sits rather low. Especially when I'm in it. Beat you to it, pony, so shut up. And
Yep.
so I heard the slight scrape, and I said, I've heard that before. It doesn't seem to be a problem. No, more of a... And I said,
Right.
you know what? That's unfortunate. I'll have to be careful when
We'll
I
have to
back
touch
out.
that up later on.
Well, no, because it was just the under.
Yeah.
It was not the top,
Oh,
just
okay.
the under. And so when we pulled out,
I've scraped the bottom of the car again.
I don't understand why a fart sound effect.
I don't know.
Perhaps the
It just
pressure.
slipped. It slipped. I'm
Pressure.
terribly sorry.
So I looked, and when I pulled out, I heard the most god-awful noise. And it was more like... Yeah,
That's
like
the only one I have. I'm
it's
sorry.
the second
I don't
part
have
of
the car
that.
grinding.
But it was, and I actually felt resistance. I was backing up, and there's really nothing you can do. You can't go forward because the concrete thing's there. And I look ahead, and the metal things were sort of poked away from me. So what I think is what happened is they got hooked.
Ah, I see.
And so when I backed up, the bumper was...
was this at the winery where they had these?
No, this was at the parking lot.
Costco.
No. I'm trying to think what
Guys.
the name of
Walmart.
the shopping center. It was it's where the
Big
Jersey
Boys.
Mike's is. But I'm trying to think what the anchor
Strip
store
mall.
is. It was a strip mall parking lot. Yeah.
Is there a nail salon in there?
Oh, there always is, Mike, and a liquor
Okay.
store, and
All right.
I think an Ashley Furniture, and some sort of mattress place.
Ashley Furniture's that big store, the big
Yes,
box furniture.
it's owned by
store.
Ashley,
Yeah.
and they sell
Ashley
furniture.
Madison owns it.
That's right. It said if
You
you,
go
want
in there, buy yourself a Davenport, and get blown at the same time.
Oh, God.
say that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is a lovely love seat. Are you married?
Indeed.
Are you married? You lonely? All right.
What
thank
you do
Very
is you
good.
go into Ashley Madison Furniture, Mike, and you
Right.
say, "I'm looking for an occasional piece for the bedroom."
So did you get out and check out what was under the car?
Yeah, it was sort of hanging,
Ah.
kind of like a dead hand. There was
Your
some
front-
stuff.
your
hanging.
front bumper was
No,
hanging?
The thing under the bumper, like the part that connects the bumper to
The
car.
undercarriage.
Yes, it was sort of hanging.
Did you wash your undercarriage that day?
I did. Thank you, Red Fox. I did. So we went to the winery, and the whole time we're hearing because it's sort of dragging. But
Right.
what can you do? And I kind of tried to push it back, and it didn't stay. And we pulled into the winery, and right away a guy says, "When that happen?"
Oh, no.
I say,
Embarrassing.
"Well, it just happened." So I thought maybe it was repairable, so I took it to the place where I get most of my work done, and they said, "Oh, no, you're going to need a new bumper there." And I said, "Is there anything you can do?" And he said, "We can put some bolts in, but it won't hold. Don't drive too fast."
Oh, no.
So, and I got a chance to look at the car, and the side, I guess the front quarter panel on the passenger side
Yes.
is now sticking out where you can see where the bolts should go.
Ah.
So, I mean, I toasted this thing. And so I drove.
Your car
on-
sits too low to the ground to start with.
It does,
Wouldn't you say
especially
that's
even
accurate?
if I'm not in it, Mike. It sits low. And
Yeah.
so I took it in, and I called my insurance company, and I got my insurance agent. Her name's Betty. Hi, Rob. How's your wife? This is Betty. Hi, it's Betty. And I said, Betty, here's the deal. I think I have a comprehensive claim. And she said, oh no, that's collision. I said there was no other car.
Yeah,
She
but
said,
you crashed.
she said, you collided with the concrete thing. And I wanted to say, is that insurance parlance? The concrete thing? And she said, well, come on in. We'll take a look at it. We have concierge service.
You want to
Can
know
do-
why that car sits so low to the ground? It's because they're, because the bottom line is that, that car is designed for like the hood, isn't it?
It is.
I mean,
sort
is it
of
really?
a,
What do you mean by the hood, Mike?
The hood. I think it's. I think they're. I don't know. I don't know
He's
the
not
best
referring
way
to the thing that
Targeted
you-
marketing.
I'm gonna help you, Mike. That car.
Television City in Hollywood.
Sometimes I have to communicate with song.
That hood. I mean, that car is marketed towards a certain demographic.
It is?
Yes.
And you know what?
Second time in 2 weeks I've used this theme.
It's
Rob
the big-
Spiewak stars in the Chrysler 300.
It's the big
Driving
man.
down to Leesburg. I got my car on. Carrie in the driver's seat. Going to the winery with the Chubbies. Rob Spiewak from Television City scraping his car, everybody.
It's a big man's car, but it's also, I remember the commercials, it had Eminem driving around in Detroit.
Well, what they say is that it's the Chrysler 300. Squint just right, and it looks like a Bentley.
A Fentley.
That's right.
Right.
That's exactly what it is. And it is, you know what? I've been more delighted with this car than I have with any car until I totally murdered it. And
Right.
so now we are having it fixed, and we are covering the deductible, and that's
So
why I'm in
this
the
this
Mallow.
rocks your world because
Oh.
you fancy yourself just not having a lot of bumps in the road. I mean,
driver.
for
Safe
you,
driver.
a bad day is 2 hours driving into the studio, but overall, you don't get in accidents. You don't drive more than 2 miles from your house on average. So
Well, you
outside
see,
of coming to work,
I
and so-
put a fair amount of miles on the car.
not when you're, but
Not around
based on
Leesburg.
Right.
based on going to work.
Yeah.
Once you get home, you drive.
But
to
you're
the,
painting
the,
me
the
as
cost
if I
going
have,
home again.
have some sort of charmed life. I don't lead a charmed life.
I don't say you have a charmed life, far from it, but I do say that you don't have these situations.
His
very
propensity
often.
for accidents is super low simply because he doesn't get out much.
And the
and
other
when he
thing is
drives, he drives 11 miles an
he
hour.
does, and safe.
Right.
nobody would like to go through what I went through, and it sucks.
Right.
And I don't like the Malibu, and I don't like the breath of the guy who rented the car, and I don't like Betty.
Would you like to give the rental car company, give them a plug where the guy had the bad breath?
I would not, but I will say, I'm a big fan of the vehicle from the show Star Trek.
I knew that too. Why did I know? Why did I know that was going to be the company?
Done and
Because
done.
that is the company of the burbs. That is the company
Well,
that
Mike,
now is.
it's
That's the company of the
connected,
suburbs.
connected to the body shop, which is
Right.
connected to the travel agent. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
the insurance agent. So everything is there, and they say,
the
I had a
hokey
great
pokey.
guy in Manassas with fantastic breath, by the way.
"Is that the
He
guy
used
who
to-
rented us the two
Oh, yeah,
cars
you got-
for the trip?"
Yeah.
to-
You'll
yeah.
get
Remember the
hookup.
hookups we got down to
Hookup.
Florida?
Oh my
Fantastic.
God! His was like he was like a stick of gum in a tie. He
Like
had the
br-
sweetest breath.
Yeah, like brand new Suburbans to get down to Florida. It's
That's
fantastic.
right. Yeah, the Malibu has I think 75,000 miles on it.
I got a smart car from that
75
guy once.
Marlboro light miles.
That's
on
right.
it.
Oh, we got one gear. It's good. It's mostly been by pet owners that smoke.
So how are you doing now? You're in the Malibu today. When are you going to get your car back?
They've estimated Thursday of this week, so I'm really hoping for next Wednesday. That's
So
normally
you were
how it
hoping
works.
they could repair the bumper, but they have to replace.
They
the
have to
bumper.
replace
Repaint,
it.
replace.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole deal. It's a whole thing.
What's your deductible look like?
It looks not as good as my comprehensive would have looked.
Insurance will rear its
Boo.
ugly head later in the broadcast.
Really?
Yes, it will. Yeah. So,
But
is there
it-
anything else that happened, or is everything going to be fine now?
I also had a pretty great moment, if I can have one more minute, when I was having the tune-up done on the car before,
Yes.
when they said they couldn't get it fixed. I think everyone has seen the guy at the front desk of a tire service or an auto service place. He's not really a mechanic, but he's a glad hander. He's a good to see you guy. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Mr. Spiewak, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. And I went in because I had the service engine light. And whenever you get the service engine light, you have to plug into the little machine for $120.
Clear the code.
So they know what the problem is.
Exactly.
Turned out to be a pretty easy problem. I think it was the oil switch.
Nice.
And so they fixed it. And as I was leaving, I started my car, and that light was out, but 3 other lights came on, all having to do with the brake system.
So this is after you brought it into the shop.
Right. So I go
And
in
it took the penknife to you.
Oh,
Why?
yeah.
And so I went back up to Mr. Gladhand, and I said, I don't want to be a hassle here, but we lost 1 light, but we gained 3. He said, you got 3 lights on? I said, I have 3 lights on. Well, let's have a look. And he comes out with the computer, and he plugs in. It looks like he's just plugging into a USB drive.
Yeah.
And I said, that's the machine that costs $107 to use, right? He says, no. The $107 is for the knowledge of the mechanics that fix your car. And I said,
Is that what he said?
Yep.
Oh, I would have told him to.
well,
You
lick
can
it.
go get that for free at any Trek Auto or Pep Boys.
and I said, thank you, Oscar. Would have been much more helpful 7 days ago.
I think that's
Now he
common
talks.
knowledge.
Now he talks. But they couldn't have fixed it.
No.
So he looks at it. He says, oh, hold on. Let me try this again. And he unplugs and replugs it. Then he walks around, reaches under my fender, does something, comes back, and the code is gone. I said, what happened? He said, they forgot to replug in your anti-lock brake plug.
God.
I
All
said,
right. Now I'm with you.
and
Now
I
I'm
said-
with you 100%.
I said, they forgot to replug it? Is that part of the $107 worth of knowledge you have?
Oh, did you give it to him?
I
Good
did.
for you.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And
I bet he
so-
wasn't glad hand after that, was
No,
he?
no tip for him. And the complimentary
Right.
coffee, stick it in your ass.
There you
So
go.
I'm in a
Well,
Malibu. I'm sorry, I've taken up the entire first segment.
Well,
How
you
about
know
we
what?
start
Here's
the show?
Can I do something? This is just a tip on your
Yeah,
drive
yeah,
home
please.
today.
Yeah.
While you're in the Malibu, smoke a cigarette.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Do you believe in ghosts? Some people believe in them, others do not. Personally, I do. And I feel sure that when you leave this theater, you too will believe in ghosts. Now, when you came in, you were given a special ghost viewer like this. And here's how it works. Would you please change the color of the screen? Thank you. You must only use it when the screen changes to this kind of a bluish color. Then you raise the viewer to your eyes and you look at the screen through it. If you believe in ghosts, you look through the red part of the viewer. If you do not believe in ghosts, you look through the blue part. Would you please change the color again?
Do
Thank you.
you believe in ghosts?
Now, when the screen resumes its normal color, like this,
This.
remove the viewer from in front of your eyes
This.
until the next time the screen becomes blue.
Scream.
Oh, one more thing.
Good. Like,
If someone sits down next to you during the picture,
with dentures.
it would be helpful if you would show him or her how the viewer should be used. And remember, if you believe in ghosts, look through the red part.
Yes.
If you don't believe in ghosts,
Yes.
look through the blue. Happy haunting.
Happy.
Goodbye
haunting.
for now.
Yes, sir.
Please do not panic, but scream. Scream for your life.
Scream.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his office chair, here's Mike.
Coming to you live from the Cappy Pfeiffer studio in the heart of our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. I'm the airing online worldwide. The Mike O'Mara Show is the daily radio show and podcast with the greatest listeners on the planet, Curries, because they get it. And if you're here, you do too.
So many impressions.
Nice.
Thank you.
Like
Our
it.
show today brought to you by FanDuel. I want to tell you about FanDuel. Rob, you have the stats for FanDuel?
I do indeed, Mike. And you know what? I will say this to you.
Yes.
Congratulations, Mr. In the Money.
Yep.
Look at you. Mike
Yep.
in 19th place, pockets $20.
$20.
look
Boy,
at
I got
you.
whoever had Monday. Some people going in Monday night bumped a lot of people down the line because I was sitting pretty. I was at number 9, I think, at the end of Sunday,
Oh,
and
man.
then 19 by the end of Monday Night Football. You know, Ravens, Cardinals. Come on, who picks those guys? Jeez.
However, you know who you did better than Rob Ford in 82nd place, and Adrian at 214.
let me also. I got to thank the guy that helped me. Hold on. 'cause
No,
I
don't
said-
give his
I
You
name.
have
said-
proxy, John Anthony.
Hold on, I got to give the guy's name.
No?
Let me make sure that I got
Nothing?
it. I got it right here. Hold on, I want to.
And while you find it,
Two
let
for
me
the money?
congratulate third place, Andy Herrera, 1981. In second place, Jay Burns, 55. And our big winner, first place with 179 points, Bleak Count, and pocketing $200. Bleak Count.
$200.
got a
Was that
lot.
the fella that helped you out, Mike?
No, hold on. I gotta get this
Memphis
guy, 'cause
Bleak.
I gotta. Oh, Brian Lecomte.
Oh, his
Brian Lecomte.
name
Thank you,
means
Brian.
the comped. Yeah.
Brian, very good. And Brian, I know you put another lineup in, and you did really, really well. So, congratulations, Brian. The reason I mentioned you on the show, I'd sure appreciate some more help next week on FanDuel. That would be fantastic. We're talking about FanDuel, by the way, the trusted leader in one-week fantasy football. The money is real. FanDuel expects to pay out. Are you ready for this number? I'm not exaggerating here. $2 billion this year. $2 billion. So easy. Just pick your players, stay under the salary cap, then sit back on Sunday and watch your team. Entries start at just $1. Look, this is so much fun. You never know when the right cocktail of players in your fantasy football league might bring home the big bucks for you.
Any given Sunday, Mike, any given Sunday, anyone
Yeah.
can win.
Yeah. I actually joined a couple leagues. I was in 4 leagues, 4 games, I should say, over the weekend. And let me see. It wasn't just the Mike O'Mara Show page that got me some moolah. I won, $50 in my $25 league.
Wow.
And in my $10 league, I won $25. So I made some moolah and had a pretty darn good week. And now I'm all set to go, and I'm pretty obsessed with it. I'll be honest with you. Very
Cash
obsessed
money,
with it.
baby. Cash money.
Want to tell everybody, just so you make sure you get in, you want to get that lineup in. You can put a ghost lineup in. What's a ghost lineup? A ghost lineup is something you're going to modify just to get a spot in the league.
Hold your
place. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so you really want to hustle and starting tomorrow, get that team in there and play in the Mike O'Mara Show FanDuel League. We have a lot of fun. Come play with us, all of us, and you can compete against Mike, Rob, and Oscar by going to FanDuel.com/TMOS. $5 buys a lot of fun, and it's never too late to join. Go to FanDuel.com. Click on the microphone in the upper right-hand corner and use our code TMOS and sign up now. Special offer for new users. For every $1 you deposit, FanDuel matches it up to $200 that get earned as you play. That's a bonus of up to $200. The offer only good for the first 50 people that use the code TMOS. Just remember to enter TMOS at FanDuel.com. FanDuel, every day is a new season. And thanks for everybody, 300 people a week having a great time on the Mike O'Mara Show FanDuel League. We like that.
And also, I love that they've started a Facebook page just for the
They
people
have?
in that league. It's
Oh, that's
great.
great.
I'm
People
on it. I
talking
joined.
smack.
I
Yeah, it's
joined
good
that.
stuff.
Stephanie, I think
Matulik,
Matulich,
right?
Matulik.
I think it is Matulik.
How do you know these things?
I'm guessing, but I've seen Matulik sounds
He's
right.
gifted.
Yeah,
It's
gifted.
a
cares?
CH. It's a CH.
Matulik. I think it is Matulik. I've heard that before.
Yeah, it sounds
Really?
familiar.
She can write in and let us know.
Yes, please.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
let Mike
Stephanie
know.
Matulik. I apologize. Yeah, let me know. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, on with the show. Yeah, last night spent the time very, very late. Mrs. O'Mara and I do not enjoy diet beverages very often. We had a craving for Diet Pepsi last night, and we drank a lot of it.
Very
and
Manassas of you.
I was
Very
I
Back
was-
to the Future of you.
Yeah.
I think I turned in about 1 o'clock in the morning. I was wired. I was up all night.
How much
And
caffeine do you do anymore? You don't do much, do you?
I've been doing tea in the morning sometimes, but I caffeine affects me more than anybody else. If I drink a lot of caffeine, I will be up. If I had a cup of tea at like 7 o'clock at night, I'll be up till midnight. That's the way it goes. So I should say that when I'm posting on Facebook, my little nice quote from Tombstone at the end of the night when I changed my profile picture to that dreamy one that I had taken in the studio. I don't like people telling me, "Hey, Mike, shouldn't you be going to bed? It's like, lick it. Don't do that to
you
me.
could be up
bastards.
with your toddler.
That's right.
Yes,
Right?
exactly.
They don't know what you're doing.
And you know what?
we'll
He
go
might
with
not
that.
be up late. He might be up early.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might be up early prepping the show, making things better for you. So
Maybe
shut
some
up.
news broke. Maybe you're
Rarely-
wacko for Flacco. Who
Yeah,
knows?
it could be.
Rarely at midnight am I going to be prepping a show, but I'll prep a show at like 7 or 8 o'clock.
What
on
are you
a,
wearing
Sunday night?
around midnight on a Monday night?
Yes, after midnight, do you let it all hang out?
Like, do you have your
Eric
casual
Clapton would
clothes, or are
say.
you still in like broadcast clothes from the day?
No,
Broadcast clothes.
the outfit that I normally slip into after 9 o'clock on Monday through Sunday, every night of the week.
Well,
the light blue WJZ sport jacket.
No, come on, don't be silly.
What
I
is
don't
it?
like silliness. No, it's my Wonder Woman costume.
Of course, of course.
That's what I wear every
Onesie.
single night.
It's
Monday through
invisible
Sunday.
jet.
That's what I like to do. It's great, you know. And then I sometimes wear my Steve Austin costume too, and just run around the house going.
is that the Bionic Man? Yes. That's awesome.
So it's just a red running suit.
Yep, and I'll run around. I'll make that sound, and I'll go, and then I'll look in the mirror and I'll say, "We can rebuild me." It's a weird life. Yeah, look, there's not a lot going on down in Florida, but anyway. So don't tell me to go to bed. I don't like that. First of all, I never look at the times that people are posting. Well, that's a lie. I do look at the times, but I just don't like people commenting on it. It's like having my teacher tell me to go to sleep. I don't like
So
that.
You're a
Stop
grown
it.
man. You can do what you want.
Nobody do that, but let's really get to the
See
most
the guy that did it.
fascinating
I'll call the guy
topic
out.
in the story is me and the wife were craving Diet Pepsi.
I've
Has
never heard of
anyone
such a thing.
ever craved a
I'm
Diet
not telling the
Pepsi?
whole truth. I'm not telling the whole truth.
Oh, well, then tell us.
Okay.
The whole truth is we ate badly last night, and we got a Little Caesars pizza,
No.
and we got a liter of
Pizza,
Diet
pizza.
Pepsi with it. So
Liter
that's
of
the real
cola?
truth. That's exactly what
What's
we
his
did.
name? Fava?
Little Caesars
Farva.
is the closest pizza joint to our house, and we went in and got that. All right, hold on. Let me see. I'm going to find this guy.
All right,
'cause I
so
wanna- I
Little
just,
Caesars. Did you get the big, the new offering that I've seen on commercials?
The bacon wrapped one?
Yeah.
No,
With the breadsticks.
got the plain cheese pizza, and we got breadsticks.
Yeah. If you drank all that cola, you might be going to Little Caesars. Am I right, ladies?
Yeah.
They give you the
Oh, by the
shakes.
way, okay, this is a tale of people that on this thread where all I did was change my Facebook profile picture right
Yes.
before I joined him, and that's all I did. And some guy was talking about. That I was staying up late. And then John Harris, my buddy, was fantastic because he put a funny on there. Until we find a cure, liberalism, find a cure, it's a blue ribbon. Have your liberals spayed and neutered. That was
Nice.
funny. See, that brought me great joy because John is a dear friend. So that's why that was there. And then the other guy, hey, Mike, when you go to bed. But anyway, I can't find it. So anyway, yesterday was maybe we actually had a desire to have a bad eating night because we were feeling depressed. Because I do believe you eat sometimes when you're depressed.
You
a lot of
feed your
people
feelings,
do.
Mike.
Why are you
And-
depressed?
Well, I was depressed because I went to the local health care center,
Oh,
the
no.
insurance company for Florida,
Yeah.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
Right.
It's called Florida Blue. You have them all around the country, Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Yeah.
Florida
And
Blue, I believe,
that's-
is a porno film, isn't it?
that's our insurance company, and they've got an office in one of the. You stayed in Coconut Point down
Yeah.
here,
Yes.
Oscar, and so they've got a really really nice outside of the office, and we went over, and we've been meaning to do it for a long time because coming in January. We our rates are going to go up like a lot of people, and we have to kind of modify our plan
Right.
to keep the costs down. And so it was off to make an appointment, and we had a 2:00 appointment to roll into the lovely office. And I see that I'm out of time, so we'll come back, and I will tell you it was going okay until Mr. O'Mara's language began to become an issue.
Oh, no.
Carla informed me my language was not appropriate for a public building.
I bet it was fine.
Yeah. Well, let's just say, when I looked at the guy and said, I'm just not used to living in this land of fuckery.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So anyway, it was effery. I should have said that. I'm sorry, Pony. We'll take a break, and I'll tell you all about my friend
Brad
at the
Good.
Florida Blue office. Dick. When we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show.
It's Tony and Gary.
Hey there, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tony Perkins.
And I am Gary Stein.
On this week's episode of the show, the two-man march. Should we do this?
God,
it's
really?
Very silly. It's very silly.
I can find another black guy in 30 seconds.
All right, I'll do it. But we're going to talk about it. Also on this week's episode, Darlene Love.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. You're going to love it. Check it out at TonyPerkinsShow.com. Subscribe on iTunes and download the new Tony Perkins Show app.
The Tony Perkins Show.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Everybody on the show loving the nuts we're getting from Nuts.com. You're going to love it, too. Nut Munchers Unite. You got to check out Nuts.com. They are the best tasting nuts on the planet. The convenience of shopping on the internet, and the fact is their quality is so superior to everything else, Rob Spewak.
I have to apologize, Mike. I was going to bring in for show and tell today the chocolate-covered peanuts, but they did not make it through the night.
Oh, my. Well, you've had some issues with your car. You're
exactly.
eating your feelings.
I was eating my feelings,
that.
Mike. But, man, I'll tell you what, they'd be good.
The nuts are so superior to anything you're going to find in the grocery store, and the convenience is there, too, and it's a great value.
Yes.
It's the best website ever. Great pictures, easy to navigate, easy to search. Ordering is a breeze, and your satisfaction 100% guaranteed. Right now, listen to this offer. This is an offer for our listeners. Get four free samples when you go to Nuts.com and use the code TMOS. That, my friends, is a $15 value. You would be nuts. Get it? Not to do it. They've got all sorts of stuff, too. 3,000 snacks on there. They've got baking goods. Nuts.com. Big, salty, sweet, whatever kind you like to munch on. Let them take care of you and your taste buds. Right now, new customers get 4 free samples. Choose from over 50 options. That is a $15 value when you go to Nuts.com and use the code TMOS. That's Nuts.com and the code TMOS for 4 free samples with your order. Please try this. It's a brand new client. We're trying to do well for them, and you're going to be loving the results. Minimum purchase required. Thank you, Nuts.com. We truly, truly appreciate that. So, earlier in the week, or maybe the end of last week, I received an email from my insurance company, and I received a courtesy phone call informing me that my health insurance was going to go up significantly in the year 2016.
A living person on the call? Or a
there's a
recording?
living person on the call.
Okay, so actually they're handling it in a fairly reasonable way. They're not just trying to pawn you off onto a robocall. They really want you to take care of it.
Yeah, they can blow it out their ass.
Okay.
That's what I'd like to say. How about that? Thank you.
As we offer both sides of a story.
The fact is that, no, I don't like these people. I don't like anybody that has anything to do. I don't like insurance on any level. I don't like insurance companies. I don't like people that sell insurance. And my father, I like my father. In fact, I love my dear old dad. He was in the insurance business, but he was on the advertising side, okay? So he didn't deal with the nuts and bolts of it.
He just made the machine work.
That's right.
Yeah. Remember, would you like to hear his jingle? Have I ever sung on my dad's old man's jingle?
Spend some time.
P.S. 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 means personal service. Thank you. Anyway, that's I don't know if he wrote it, but you know.
Can we have Pony sing that for us? Because that's what we do here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Exactly,
Yes.
Pony.
Okay. 1, 2, ready, go.
P.S. 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 means personal service.
Thank you very much.
You know
Very
what?
well
He
done.
couldn't have done much worse.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank
that
you.
was,
Really,
that
even
was
if he would
delightful.
have coached.
That's
Very
creepy,
well done.
almost. Borderline creepy.
So I don't like
Thank you.
dealing with it. I don't like they tell me that it's going up a lot more than I thought. You always expect it to go up.
Right.
Because it doesn't go in the other direction. There is a reason. Look, I've talked about this for years. There is a reason why if you watch the Super Bowl, if you watch a football game, if you watch the highest rated television shows, that you are going to see insurance. It's the reason you see Flo and the little lizard all the time, because that's all they do. That is all
heavy
they
flow,
do.
Mike.
They print heavy flow. They print money.
They do.
They print money. That's all they do.
Can't miss.
And the people that they can't. It's a non-missed thing. You're offering protection for people that can't afford things, and you rarely have to really pay it out. That's the bottom line.
What did
That's
we learn from
insurance
George
is.
Bailey? You're worth more dead than alive.
Exactly. Whether it's life insurance, car insurance, health
Right.
insurance, it's insurance. It's
is.
just it's a racket.
It
It's
is a racket.
It's licensed larceny and that's my attitude. Now, a lot of people might
They're
disagree.
out to bilk you.
God love them. I know there are a lot of people probably working in the industry that listen to the show. I apologize.
How
it's the way
dare
I
you.
feel. So anytime I have to be anywhere near this business that I deplore,
Mike, there's a
I
Mr.
am-
Harvey on the phone for you.
Thank you.
No, I'm kidding, of course.
I am at a heightened state of anxiety, okay?
course.
That's just the way it is. And we roll over there. And here's the thing. They are in a regular shopping area that's actually quite upscale. Yeah, no problem. They're not going to have a problem getting high-dollar real estate. No. So the building actually looks quite nice from the outside. As soon as you walk in, they took this shell that appears to be a very modern retail location, and they have transformed the inside into a DMV-esque processing facility with the multiple chairs, with the little desks that you can fill out your myriad of paperwork designed to prevent them from paying a nickel more than they have to and perhaps rejecting you altogether. The whole place has that cold vibe, and my heightened anxiety level goes up even more at this point.
And
very frustrated.
Make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, the first step in insurance companies making money is making it so hard that you don't do the file.
Is it
that you don't do anything? They want to make it tough.
That you don't do your due diligence.
Yeah, because if you don't do it, they don't have to change a thing.
Right. So Napoleon Dynamite finally greets us after we sit on the little on the little couches that they have out there. The little 2 square cubes that you sit on pretending to be a couch next to the desks that they have for you to fill out your paperwork. And Napoleon rolls over and heads us back to his little sliding glass door cubicle in the very, very back, and we go and we sit down with him. And I don't think Mrs. O'Mara has a particular feeling for this gentleman. I immediately dislike him.
Well,
what didn't you like about him?
And you were ready to hate as soon as you came in.
He was unshaven. As, by the way, I have not harried today, so I am today. I'm a little, if you look, I'm a little Santa Claus.
Can't see anything.
I love it. I think you look
hot. It's because it's white. It's because you're not going to see it, so that's it. So he has a slacker demeanor. And I just know instantaneous
or a Blue Cross
the
polo
golf shirt, the polo shirt. Of
that's
course.
a lack of respect for you, and a lack of respect for all of Florida, Mike.
As Rob and I have always said, all of these businesses should wear tuxedos.
Exactly.
That's just the way it should be.
Dinner jackets.
Yes. And my God, are we on some sort of accelerated time capsule?
No, we're just moving right along, as the Muppets would say.
I just get so passionate about this.
I know. Do you want a break here?
Yeah, I have to have some time. So
okay.
I'm sorry. I will tell you, what happened. Look, am I free of guilt? Am I ever?
Mike, no, I say, let the listener decide.
Yeah, well, Carla was mad at me when we left. when we left in Sam Huff. We'll take a break and we will finish this up, and then we will get on to more interesting things like bikers are boring when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show. Thank you. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. We're starting something new on the show to help you with your Amazon motivation.
Oh, yes.
Would you like to be an Amazon MVP? Would you like to aspire to greatness when you're supporting the Mike O'Mara Show by shopping through our Amazon page? Make the Mike O'Mara Show's Amazon most valuable purchase, everybody. All you have to do is shop through the TMOS Amazon portal, then tell us what you bought by emailing us at mvp@mikeomarashow.com. Our MVPs will be featured on the show and on our Facebook page, and even better, this Christmas, 5 randomly chosen MVP listeners will truly get the MVP treatment. We'll cover the cost of your MVP item, ho, 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 because that's what we do. Anybody can win, and any purchase can win, but MVP purchases have double the chance to win this holiday season. That's double the chances, people. So you got to enter today. Any purchase made through our TMOS portal is eligible, so start shopping. We want you to go to MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon or click the Amazon button on our website or use the TMOS app and click on the shopping cart. We're doing this to have fun. We're doing this to motivate you to shop through our Amazon page, and we are doing this so that in the middle of December, Oscar Santana will walk in here with the new metrics and say, yes, Mike, it worked.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, hey, Oscar's going to walk in and ask for X amount of thousands of dollars for our holiday giveaway.
Exactly.
That's right. Yeah, well, I have to be honest. The more this works, the better we can be to you.
Exactly. That's right.
If you're buying a little $12 wallet, for your child, that's nice. But if you're buying a large screen television
Or a
then we're
refrigerator.
gonna-
That's right.
Yes, it's going to be fun. It's really
Chevy
going to be fun.
Malibu.
So let me repeat.
Or a
Go to
bumper.
MikeOMaraShow.com/Amazon, or you can click the Amazon button on our website, or use the TMOS app and click on the shopping cart. Start shopping Amazon. Send us your name and your proof of purchase to MVP@MikeOMaraShow.com. And good luck. We want you to be our next MVP.
Cool.
And we don't have the date when we're going to start announcing them yet, but it'll be right around the holiday time. So be aware of that. We're very excited about it, and we're looking forward to it.
During the ho-ho holidays,
Yes.
Mike.
The ho holidays. Oh, by the way, I mentioned Christmas Story yesterday when my son, we went on a little golf cart ride, and he now gets out on the golf course and he runs around and he flails, and he does that little boy move that you see Ralphie and his brother do when they come down Christmas morning.
Yes.
And it's when the arms are up and the little boy doesn't know what direction to go in, and it's fantastic.
System overload.
Pure excitement.
Yeah,
and
well,
doesn't
that's
know where to
great.
go.
That's
And he's awkward, and the legs are flailing around. And
That's learned
sweet.
behavior, Mike.
by the way, he got some legs on him. He is just turning into a long, tall. I don't know. He doesn't have anything from Daddy's gene pool. I am so thrilled. He's got some of Carla's ancestors from the
Mike,
Blackfoot Indian tribe way back when. Super long legs.
That's easy to say, but you know
what?
what he has? He has his father's eyes.
He's had his father's eyes.
And his
Hail, Adrian. Anyway, so we're in this place, and I know that I go in with a bad attitude. I
Right.
know that I need to check it at the door. I'm probably going to get ahead in these situations if I don't have I find the whole process to be so distasteful. I can't get out of my mind all the politics that are in my brain and how I believe we're just played by the whole system, and that these are the people that donate to all the politicians, that keep everything the same, and that I keep hearing Bernie Sanders in my head talking about Scandinavian countries where people have a right to health care and
Right.
they don't have to go through this absolute crap. Let me just simplify what you go through now if you're trying to modify your health care. And when I say modify, if you're trying to lower your costs,
Right.
there's pretty much only one way you're going to lower your costs. You're going to do that by paying more money to a deductible out of pocket, and you are going to have limited choices in your care.
Like car insurance.
There is no real way.
No, it's
that
a
you are-
lose-lose.
Yeah, you're not going to you can lower what you pay, but if you lower what you pay, the only way that's going to happen is in the event that you diminish your choices and you pay more for something that you are paying an insurance. It's so. I wish that we would get the pitchforks out
What was
and
the
rebel
logic,
against
though,
this.
when we talked about this briefly yesterday? Where
Yeah,
you
we
said
did. We touched on it a little bit
that
yesterday.
the fact that you can get insurance is a big win for you. You couldn't get it before.
It is.
That's a
I was
step.
denied. I was denied multiple times. And this process, Oscar, continued into the afternoon when I made a sketchy little decision to go online to healthcare.gov and search.
The worst.
Let me explain what happens when you do that. When you do that, you immediately, if you put a phone number down on one of these little forms, you're immediately, that blasts out to these brokers instantaneously, and my phone began to ring, and I got on with one of them, and it went on all afternoon. But let me get back to, I'm getting ahead of myself here, okay? It's just such a despicable situation that people have to go through. I'm a hardworking guy. I'm paying my share. Believe me, I'm paying my share. I want what I want. I want to get a fair shake. I'm not asking for anything extra. I'm asking for the amount of money that I pay. I'm asking for getting the same, or maybe, God forbid, I make a tweak here, a tweak there, and I get a little better for
Right.
what I'm paying.
Right.
Not going to happen.
No.
Absolutely not going to happen. So this guy, at one point, as I said, alluded to, I said, well, he said, yeah, I know it's tough. I said, yeah, it's tough when I have to sit here and just engage in the land of effery. And
Now, did
he
you say-
smiled.
did
He
you
smiled
say
when I said that. He
effery,
laughed.
or did you use the word?
I said the F word, and then
Okay,
I
good,
began to
good.
use the F word, as Carla informed me. I used the F word more than I probably should.
Oh, boy.
Well, and it was used in terms of, to be honest with you, when you're throwing this out at me, I don't know where the F I'm standing on any of this right now. It's getting so confusing. And it was at the point where the guy started to make both Carla and me feel like we were being rushed. And I know he deals with people all day long, but he didn't have any interest in helping. He is a paid employee of Big Health, and he is
Big
sitting
Blue,
there
Mike.
he's just bored with his job, and he's churning us through this whole thing. And I said, well, to be honest with you, and then he said something along the lines of, look, this is the best you probably can do. I said, well, I wish the best was a little bit better. And he said, and that's when he said to me, this is how you endear yourself to Mike O'Meara. He said, dude, I'm just trying to do my job.
Oh,
and that's when I just, and then immediately,
Not
look,
even
I got
where's my
choices.
car?
I can sign up with 1 million people. So I at that moment I cannot get out of that office with that F stick quicker because I just didn't want to deal with dude. I'm a 56-year-old man. Don't call me dude.
Now,
Okay?
we know. Okay, now we know how it ended. At
Yes.
any point during the meeting with Napoleon, did he even give the illusion that he had your best interest in mind, or was he always just about getting you in and out and doing his job?
Honestly, yeah, he probably did. At the beginning, he probably did do that. His attitude was, look, the cure were his contributions.
Okay.
When the enrollment period starts, I believe next week, it's going to be a lot busier, so we probably should make a decision right now. That
Okay.
was a contribution. That was
That's
the
valid.
helpful.
That's valid.
The other contribution was really you're going to get the same coverage because you have so many doctors in network that you're using that it's really not going to matter if you go from a PPO to an HMO.
Okay.
I hate to use the jargon, but I'm using the
that's
jargon.
what it is.
But there, outside of that, no. Outside it was just like. Outside of drumming his fingers on the table, waiting for us, he could not have had more. And I'm like, I don't have to do this right now.
Why is all our health care? Why is that going up? Is it just going up for people in Florida? Is it going up for everybody?
I think it's going up for everybody, and I think
I
it's
haven't
because
heard a
it's
notice.
expensive, and everybody can argue the merits of Obamacare, but premiums are increasing, and premiums did not go down when I signed up. The only thing Obamacare did for me was allow me to get insurance. And they don't have to ask you about pre-existing conditions. That is important to a lot of people that have had pre-existing conditions.
Do
I
you
think
think
that's a
that
good thing?
premiums
But
are going
it's
up?
ridiculous.
Do you think premiums are going up because Mike is getting health insurance?
Well, if you do you remember?
So we got to carry this guy now.
Remember, it was a bit last year when Mike was going to a new doctor every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you think
Remember that sketch?
Don't you
That was
think?
great. That's it.
Don't you think you've gotten your share? Maybe it's time to pay back into the system.
You know, if I could fly through this computer screen right now and grab that little blue T-shirt of yours and pull it out of your nostrils, I would. I swear to God. You know, so we leave at this point. Carla's cool
Total
with
time
leaving.
there? Total time there?
40 minutes probably.
Okay, so
40 minutes.
it could have been worse.
And then Carla is not happy because she said I was not being cooperative. So Carla went to her corner, and I got online. And that became a land of effery as well, where I got a low premium, but I realized that I don't trust this company and I don't know what's going on. And then they kicked me over to the salesman was very, very skilled, almost got me, but he kicked me over to a verification agent.
Oh, boy.
Who was hello, and I didn't understand it. And then they said something during the verification process that your insurance, while significant, may not qualify for the proper amount under the law. And I just said, I'm done. My brain's starting to hurt, so I quit. So I'm back to square one, and we'll figure it out because we certainly got a lot of paper to look at. And
Can't
that's,
you let the little lady take care of all that? I feel like she'd be a little more patient and maybe a little more affable, especially.
Well, I told her that. I said yesterday, go ahead and take care of it. Hey, what it comes down to is, one of my bone doctors down here doesn't take the insurance other than the exorbitant insurance that I was paying for, and so I got to figure that out. And I got some decisions to make. But you're forced to make decisions based on your health and procedures you may be thinking about and doctors you may be wanting to use. and whether or not you want to have money left over to to buy groceries each month. That's what we're dealing with, and it's just the land of effery, and I meant that, and it sucks, and it's just not right. And there's so much. Think about the energy and the time and the paperwork and everything that Americans go through just so you can support this complex of money-making people that work for insurance. It's
think back a year when you were excited and pleased that you were going to be a part of it because you had been denied.
Yeah.
For a while you were excited to pay into it.
I'll tell you this. Once I paid a lot, and we discussed it yesterday.
Yeah.
When I paid for it, it was fine, and I'm okay with that. But the fact is that once I got it, it was fine. It's not enough for them.
No, they
it's
want
not
more.
enough for them.
No.
It's because and make no mistake about this. This is not where they are sitting there saying we can't survive if we keep things with that. No. This is amounts of profit that if you saw it on a P&L statement, you would be numbed.
Yeah,
you would
staggered.
be frozen.
I
You
used
would look
to
and
feel
go
the same way about big oil.
Yeah.
When we paid $4.50 for gas, I'd say, "What am I doing? What are we doing here?" Do you remember that? Where it was almost $5 a gallon.
When you had
do you
to
remember?
fill
Do you
your
remember it was
tank
like
with two
75 to
transactions.
remember it was $75 to $100 to fill up a medium-sized SUV.
They had to reset the gas pumps because they would stop at $75. They were programmed. They say if you're getting more than $75 worth of gas, there's a problem. So you had to actually do your fill up in two transactions.
Mike, we are in the wrong business.
Yeah,
we got to
it's
get
true.
into healthcare, or we got to get into big oil.
That's right.
Yep, big
or
oil,
big sugar.
big sugar. Big sugar be cool. That's good.
I'd
Come
like
down
that.
here and we'll harvest sugar cane. So, suck it to all the people that do this for a living. I'll be settling sometime before the end of the week. I will not burden you with this anymore. I just wanted to share that with you. And I guess when I said this is the land of effery, which it is, that's it. And so that's it. And I don't want to hear any political crap because I know there are people from both sides. But make no mistake, we're being played. We're being played.
As far as healthcare is concerned, and you can clear this up for me, didn't the Democrats win because Obama passed universal health care?
Yes.
Okay, so aren't you like a diehard Democrat?
Yes.
Okay, so what's the rub here? If you guys won, you get health insurance, I get to pay more, which I'm fine by for the greater good.
Right.
What's the problem now? It's just too expensive?
It's too expensive.
Okay.
And you hear the knock on Obamacare is that premiums go up, and they talk about that, and it is true. To be honest with you, the situation I have is, to me, for my purposes, better than not having anything. And when pre-Obamacare, when I had Vinny's fly-by-night insurance services,
I remember.
I had the worst that cost tens of thousands of dollars, including a baby being delivered, and having some issues with doctors that was so horrible. Oh, and by the way, President Obama, just from me to you, and when I got on your little healthcare.gov and did that, it is so tied in to these unscrupulous scumbags that do this now, that are out there selling inferior products. Make no mistake, they are. They'll conjure and tell you, "Oh no, it's fantastic," and they'll say, "We just don't use a lot of money to advertise." No, be very aware of that. I had a tremendous vibe that if I had gone with the cheapo Vinny insurance that I was going to go, that I probably would have been in that situation once again, where you're paying a lot out of pocket. It's so confusing.
Because in DC,
be a mathematician.
look, and I looked it up while you were telling us what happened to you. Yeah, they are going up in certain cities, right?
Okay.
In DC, I know that I have to go through dc.gov or dchealthcare.gov, whatever the website is. But
you're already enrolled. That's significant.
It's just
you're
for
already
DC,
enrolled.
right?
Right. Yeah.
But for Florida, do you have your own Florida website? Because different states have their own Florida.
I think
their
so.
Own state
I think so. Yeah, I
websites.
believe it works that way.
Are you going
It's
to that site, or are you going to the national site?
I think I spoke to a Florida person through that website, but ultimately,
you might not be doing it right, is what I'm saying.
Well,
If they
you know
have a
what? How
state
would I know?
website-
How would I know whether I'm doing it? To be honest with you, it's and people have tried to help. Look, it's too effing complicated. You know what this ought to be? This ought to be You pays your taxes, you goes to your doctor. That's the way I think it ought to be. That's the way I really think that ultimately it ought to be. But no, I mean, look, you talk about the people, the great unwashed, all of us down here that are dealing with this crap, and it's going to continue. It's going to continue because we do not squawk. Okay, the king's in the castle, people. The king is eating his cake in the castle, and we are down here, and we are just chilling out. And yes, what's going on, guys? What's all the
nothing.
waving
We had a pop up on your video screen. We're taken care of.
Okay.
One last thing. Do you think the reason it went so badly when you used the word effery? You don't think he thought you were trying to get yourself in a threesome with him, did you?
yeah.
Because that would make anything awkward.
Dude, I'm just doing my job, dude.
I don't know.
By the way, I answered that with going, I said, I understand that, dude. So we weren't there that long. It wasn't that contentious. It just wasn't a pleasant experience.
Understood.
Shocker. And I won't talk about it anymore. I promise, okay? So tell me to bring the funny tomorrow, dicks. Anyway, thank you. Thanks so much. We'll take a little break and little news you may not need coming up on the Mike O'Mara Show. And I didn't even get to tell you about my dinner with Twitch.
Tomorrow for sure.
Yes, sir. Please pass the wine. Anyway, no, I'm kidding. No, his hands don't shake. We'll be right back on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Cake and cookies. Rob and Katie. It's the Rob and Katie Show.
My funeral comes up on this show an awful lot, so let's go ahead and plan it.
Yeah, if I die, I want you to give my eulogy.
Oh, this is silly anyway.
I really want sadness at my wedding anyways.
Well, it's a funeral, but that's a nice Freudian slip.
A funeral.
Difference is, Katie, you'll only have one funeral.
Well,
this is all pointless because you're talking about you predeceasing me.
Oh, it could happen.
No.
I feel like I'll get hit by a car at any given moment.
Well, let's hurry up and finish the podcast.
Okay.
Cake and cookies. Rob and Katie. It's the Rob and Katie Show.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. I talked about our friend Neil, who's in Chicago and runs an urgent care facility and was looking for some PAs and actually used ZipRecruiter and had an amazingly good time using them because they are so efficient. To find the best, you can't rely on one single job posting. That's why there is ZipRecruiter.com. You can post to over 100 job sites with one single click and instantly be matched to the best candidate from over 6 million resumes. 6 million resumes, people. That's a lot of resumes if I know my math. Thank you very much, don't you know? Real ZipRecruiter clients say that ZipRecruiter takes the torture out of the hiring process, and it is, I quote, faster, easier, and the source for the best employees. I love it. ZipRecruiter has been used by over 400,000 businesses. Shouldn't you give it a try, please? ZipRecruiter is wonderful. Try them right now today. It's free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS and get started. That's ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. Don't wait. Try it right now at ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS, and we thank you.
News.
Boo.
A woman named Vicky Keaty, Keyte.
Katie?
That'd be Kate, or would it be Katie or Keaty?
It's
Keaty.
Jones.
Vicky Keaty. We're going to call her Vicky Keaty. She reached out to Robert Downey Jr., who is on, in my humble opinion, a PR winning streak, ladies and gentlemen.
I think so.
She did it last week on social media to tell him about her 7-year-old son, Daniel, who has cystic fibrosis. For anybody that's ever worked with that charity, I have, and met some kids with CF. It is a truly, truly difficult deal that these wonderful, beautiful little children deal with. He's 7 years old. He's also a huge Iron Man fan. Daniel's been having a tough time lately with hospital stays and mean kids at school. They get picked on because their breathing is rough, and they're sickly, and it sucks. He got really down when one of the kids told him that all children with CF die. There's a nice little youngster that did that. Kids are cruel. Here's how Robert Downey Jr. responded. He sent Daniel a picture of himself in a Tigger costume, along with the following message. I love that Robert Downey Jr. understands the power of this character, Mr. Stark. He writes to Daniel, Mr. Stark here. This is for Daniel, who was having a rough day recently. When I'm in the dumps, I found this little get-up to be helpful. P.S. Would you like to come to the L.A. premiere of Captain America Civil War as my guest? If so, have your people call my people. All the best. So Daniel's going to the premiere. And he even got fitted for a tux because his mom said he wants to, quote, fit in like a real star.
Cool.
So Robert Downey Jr., keep doing stuff like that. When people do that, I'm going to be sharing it with all of you.
So nice.
Moving right along, one of the common criticisms of Donald Trump as a presidential candidate is that he can't relate to the common man. Well, he put that criticism to rest yesterday at a town hall meeting that aired on the Today Show.
Yes.
It turns out Trump had humble beginnings. He started out as a common man, just like the rest of us. He said, quote, "It has not been easy for me. I started off in Brooklyn. My father gave me a small loan of $1 million.
Oh, God.
I came into Manhattan, and I had to pay him back. I had to pay him back with interest. I came into Manhattan. I started buying properties. I did great.
Of course you did.
Then I built the Grand Hyatt, but I was always told that that would never work. When Matt Lauer pointed out that $1 million isn't exactly starting at the bottom, Trump said, quote, "You're right, but $1 million isn't very much compared to what I built." And they
Mike, that was during
that,
politics and pancakes.
Yeah, they estimated that when he got the $1 million loan from Daddy, that Daddy's money back then would be the equivalent of getting a $6 million loan today.
Wow.
Just for
so
inflation.
there you are. Yeah, there. I mean, look, if you're you can't go there, Trump. You can't. You're not allowed. It's not fair. You're not supposed to do that. So, at least maybe he will understand that, getting that loan from Daddy and not compared to what he built. Yeah, he got successful, so that's interesting, but that might piss some people off. Then again, Trump's numbers might go up. After signing off as host of The Daily Show, comedian Jon Stewart has revealed a new vocation, starting a sanctuary for abused farm animals. Why do I think Jon Stewart did this for his family? He ended his influential show on the Comedy Central Network in August. He was honored with his wife Tracy at a gala Saturday night of Farm Sanctuary, which provides shelters to animals rescued from factory farms. He said, "I'm a little uncomfortable. I've spent the last 20 years immersed in the world of Washington politics and the media landscape, so I don't know how to deal necessarily with people who have empathy." So anyway, he was at a banquet over the weekend. Tracy Stewart, surrounded by John and the couple's 2 children, announced that the family had bought a farm in New Jersey to serve as an animal sanctuary accompanied by an educational center. Farm Sanctuary, founded in 1986, already runs 3 rescue centers, 2 in Cali and 1 in upstate New York. The Stewarts did not give a date to open their sanctuary, so if you're wondering what Jon Stewart's up to, he's chilling out. And
it sounds to me, I think, Mike, your gut might be right. I think that might be about the kids and maybe the wife, because I don't see Jon Stewart that being his vocation.
No, I know,
he doesn't look like a farmer.
Time to milk the cows, John. Yeah, thank you. Let it go, Frozen freaks. Elsa and company have been dethroned.
No.
Oh.
Yes. Caitlyn Jenner has dethroned them in the Halloween costume popularity game, although they're hardly targeting the same audience.
I don't know. There might be some overlap.
Several costume companies tell us that the replica of Caitlyn's corset, worn for her Vanity Fair cover, is hands down the most in-demand getup this season. I can imagine how you're going to see it at the costume parties.
I wonder, does CJ have any comments about it? Just wondering.
Oscar, you'll have to let us know if Hordoween on Saturday night this coming
Caitlyn
weekend.
Jenner?
I hope tell me if you get any Jenners.
I'll let
there.
you know,
please.
A rep for wholesale Halloween costumes says they haven't seen a craze like this since Frozen last year.
Wow.
The rep says they're sold out after 1,000 units of Call Me Caitlyn flew off shelves back in August, and they haven't been able to restock for Halloween. So Elsa might have to be your plan B this year.
What an idiot to say. We haven't seen a rush on costumes like this since last Halloween. They seem to sell every October, duh.
There seems to be one particular item that, duh. A California startup analyzing food on a molecular level announced some hard news about one of the most beloved foods in the United States. I would like to preface what I'm going to tell you by saying if you are enjoying your lunch, your dinner, or your breakfast at this particular time, perhaps you slide the plate just a little ways away. Just take a little break from your eating right now. They did an analysis, and 2% of hot dogs, ladies and gentlemen, contain human DNA. Clear Food, the consumer guide wing of Menlo Park startup Clear Labs, said it analyzed 345 hot dogs, and sausages,
Hot dogs.
from 75 brands sold at 10 different retailers, and discovered 14.4% of the products included ingredients that were not listed on the label. The startup said several of the tested brands had hygienic issues.
Oh, dear.
Hygienic issues occur when some sort of non-harmful contaminant is introduced into the hot dog. In most cases, human DNA. The report said 2% of the samples, including 2/3 of the vegetarian hot dogs in the sample, tested positive for human DNA.
You know, with all that human DNA, I would think that working in a hot dog factory wouldn't be fun. But apparently they're having a great time.
There you go. Oh, God, makes me want to yak. All right, thank you. Everyone has that friend who takes karaoke a little too seriously,
Matt
everybody.
Bloom.
But now a little something for you. 26-year-old Joshua Fort was at a karaoke bar in DeBerry, Florida.
Oh, yeah! Hey, is that close by?
No. Wednesday night, about 25 miles north of Orlando, so it takes me
All right.
about 3.5, 4 hours to get there when I go next week. And while he and a friend were doing the Jay-Z song Holy Grail, they started having issues with one of the microphones. It's not clear what the problem was, but Joshua started complaining about it to the DJ, who eventually took the mic away. It's not clear if Joshua got to finish the song first or not, but he was not happy about it. So he walked up to the DJ and yelled, "You don't know who I am! I own this place!" Which he doesn't.
Oh.
Then he slammed the guy's laptop down and smashed a glass over his head. Yeah, he was upset. The DJ needed several stitches behind his left ear, and Joshua is facing charges for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. But I thought the deadly weapon was Joshua's voice. Am I right, ladies? Thank you very much. Take a break. Come back with the Audio Vault and Rob Spiewak right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
And then the witch doctor, he told me what to do. He said that...
Do you talk C++?
Oh, yeah.
Can you telnet into port 25 and fake an email?
Can we?
Do you like to surf the backplane of a router?
Yes, I do.
Have you ever hexated your way to a registered version?
Sounds sexy.
We're not going to be talking about any of those things, but what will we be talking about, Oscar?
It's technology and the way it affects your life.
And we're going to be combining a lot of entertainment. It's going to be a good time. This is not your father's tech show.
Tech 411 Show, available on the More Broadcasting Network and on iTunes.
That means it's good, so please check it out.
Many Jack and Cokes.
Hey, now with more Mac.
I know people. I know
Attack.
people that have guested on that show. It's a big ball of fun.
It
ladies
is.
and gentlemen.
Fireball.
You'll enjoy that. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Stamps.com. Hear me, people. Hear me now. There has got to be a better way to mail and ship stuff. Going to the post office takes up too much valuable time, and leasing a postage meter takes up too much valuable money. It turns out there is a better way. It's Stamps.com. You know it. You love it. Stamps.com brings all the services of the post office right to your desk. You can buy and print official U.S. postage with your own computer and printer. Stamps.com is more powerful than a postage meter, and it's a fraction of the cost. Save at least 50% compared to a postage meter. Who doesn't want to do that?
Yeah.
And no more trips to the post office. Just print the postage you need, stick it on, and then hand it to your mail carrier, and you are done. How easy is that? We've used Stamps.com for years, and you should too. It keeps our D.C. to Florida pipeline wide open while saving time and money. Right now, sign up for Stamps.com and use our special promo code TMOS for the special offer, a 4-week trial plus a $110 bonus offer that includes postage and a digital scale. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com, and before you do anything else, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in TMOS. Do it, my friends! That's Stamps.com and TMOS. You will never go to the post office again. And I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you to Stamps.com,
Yes.
a loyal Mike O'Mara Show advertiser. If you like us, please support them. Now, without further ado, let's open up the Audio Vault for Tuesday, October 27, 2015, everybody.
Thank you, Mike. A sad day in D.C. broadcasting yesterday as we lost Ed Walker. And,
I'm glad you're mentioning that.
And
yes.
he is, you know, I've listened to you and Don my whole life, but I really have listened to Ed Walker my entire life. Maybe one of the first voices I ever remember hearing on the radio. He went to WAMU. He was blind at birth. And he would disc jockey. He would cue up records. He'd do his own show. He had a Braille clock. He had Braille script. Nothing ever stopped him from being a radio guy.
Want an Ed Walker story real quickly?
Please do. Please do.
You know, back at American University, we had a broadcast journalism class where we, I think every member of the class was able to produce a news segment on Ed Walker's show on WAMU-FM.
Wow.
And so we went in, and I remember I did the news on 88 Plus on Ed Walker's show from Nebraska Avenue at the campus of American University, and I'll never forget it. I was nervous.
I bet.
I knew Ed Walker was a joy boy. I knew he was famous in Washington, D.C., but I didn't know how incredible it was to watch the man work and to see the man who was blind and was able to work that studio by queuing up records, which they did back in the day, and working all the copy that was Braille that he read and queuing us. It was absolutely fascinating. What he did with his disability was truly mind-numbing, and he worked with Willard. They were the Joy Boys. Willard Scott from the Today Show.
With Willard Scott, and he is one of the rarest of all things in radio, a man who no one had a bad word to say about.
We are the
No.
Joy Boys.
This was their theme song. They did.
I met him half a dozen times in my career, and Ed Walker, one of the true class acts, and he will be missed. And I guess 3 hours after his last broadcast?
Yeah, he had taped his last show. He listened with his family, then went to bed and passed away in his sleep.
Had cancer, and Ed Walker, safe home. You were one of the good guys. You will be missed, and what a wonderful, beautiful man.
I consider it an honor to play his voice one last time because his voice is a part of my growing up. Here's a great story about him figuring out a way to do a newscast because he couldn't type it in Braille fast enough to get it on the air. Listen to Ed Walker.
Well, I was working at WPGC in Prince George's County, and I was working weekends, Sunday afternoon on the radio. It's a terrible shift. And, of course, my problem was you can't Braille up a 5-minute newscast quick enough to be familiar with it to read it on the air. But I worked out this system in college with the help of some of my buddies where they would read a newscast into a pair of headphones, and I would repeat it like a court reporter, a stenomask operator. Have you ever seen them? And you're about a half a sentence behind them. So I would patch into another station that used the same wire service. This went on for months, and I got fairly good at it, except I didn't know what I was talking about. When I got through, you could ask me what was the lead story, and I wouldn't know. So one Sunday, I said, we'll be back. We'll have more of the top honor roll of hits. We'll have survey song number 14 right after the news. And so I put my headphones on like this to get ready, and I hear on the air, from Long Beach, California, the old-fashioned revival hour. They'd sold the time.
So that is the great Ed Walker, safe home, one of the few real D.C. broadcasting legends. Donald Trump, you mentioned him in the news, Mike. He was just running his mouth all day yesterday. Yep. He was asked about women wearing burqas.
Then I saw women interviewed. They said, we want to wear them. We've worn them for 1,000 years. Why would anybody tell us not to? They want to. What the hell are we getting involved for? In fact, it's easier. You don't have to put up makeup. Look how beautiful everyone looks. Wouldn't it be easier? Wow. Right? Wouldn't that be easy? I'll tell you, if I was a woman, I don't want to. Wow. I'm ready, darling. Let's go. It's true.
By the way, I assume wah is the sound of wearing a burqa. I just, sort of covering
wah
your
is
face
putting
with a
on the
burqa.
burqa.
Oh,
when you get ready to go out, honey, wah, you're ready. There you go.
Last night,
Make America dumb again.
Make America dumb again. Did you see the video of Amber Lancaster? She's a model on The Price is Right.
That's my friend.
Is it?
Amber Lancaster, yes.
She broke a light bulb on the set with her ass.
With her ass.
Yeah, it's great. Let's go to the tape.
We got the showcases under for that. Amber and Rachel. Oh, jeez.
Did I do that?
We're going to fix that light bulb. We'll be right back, folks.
That poor contestant just won double prices. She says, did I do that?
Yeah, it was so great.
Hey, I don't begrudge Drew Carey, but hey, Drew, could you just maybe have a funny line when something like that happens? You know what I mean? No. Drew
Too
Carey.
scared. Too scared to mess something
I don't
up.
know if it's too scared. I think it's just like he's got the gig. Doesn't have to do
He
anything.
could have said baby got back or anything like that. Super easy. Super easy.
Hope you
That's
don't
the
get
luckiest light bulb I've ever seen.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah, how about that? Come on. now.
Hey, third base. And happy birthday yesterday to Hillary Clinton.
Today is Hillary Clinton's 68th birthday. There was an awkward moment when a stripper jumped out of her birthday cake and said, "Whoops, wrong Clinton."
That means he's getting strippers and cakes when it's not his birthday.
Exactly.
Every day, stripper and a cake. That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Tuesday, everybody.
That's it. Another Mike O'Mara Show has come and gone. Be sure and join us again for more fun and more thrills at MikeO'MaraShow.com. If you want to correspond with us, TMOS, Box 2796, Leesburg, Virginia 20177. To get your message or birthday request into the Wednesday mailbag, email Rob with 2 B's at MikeO'MaraShow.com. We rely on your word of mouth. Tell a friend about our MVP contest with Amazon, everybody. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara inviting you to join us again for another episode of the Mike O'Mara Show. Toodles.
Malibu.
Bye-bye.
Just a second. You're not going anywhere until I tell you that MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon is the best way to shop for anything and everything. So, when you think Halloween, think Amazon and go through our website. Open eternally at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Amazon. Good.
Let me grab a loss.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.